Ben, how are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks, Ollie. How are you?
I'm very good. Look, we're pretending like we've just jumped on a call and we haven't
Yeah,
just been
yeah, yeah. Fancy
struggling for
seeing
the
you here.
last. Yeah. Dude, thank you for jumping on.
Pleasure.
We haven't been working together for that long, actually, have we? How long has it been now? It's like roughly
Well,
4 weeks or something like that.
yeah, I think it may be even less when I think of the strategy call. Obviously we do our onboarding and the strategy comes after all that. I've got a feeling it was, yeah, a week to 10 days ago, that strategy, which was where
Yeah.
it really, that's when I kind of went with the game plan. But yeah, it seems
Yes.
longer, but that's obviously we talk so much. But
Oh,
yeah, it's
mate,
been short.
you can't say that because obviously time flies by when you're having fun. So you've made it look
Exactly.
like it's dragging on here now.
Damn it. Should we start again?
No, 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 let's not. It's
I'm
brilliant. I
messing.
love
I'm
it.
messing.
Um, so, mate, first question I really want to ask you is what was the kind of general feeling that you had about the direction of your business or kind of your strategy for lead gen or signing up clients? What was the general feeling that you had about those things prior to us working together?
Yeah. So to be blunt, there wasn't any direction or strategy. I was maybe not fortunate, but I got myself to a position where I got really good client results, and my strategy was fire up the transformations. And since I've learned about the ecosystem and the ready to buy buyers, I was literally just sat there going, "Come on, ready to buyers!" That was my strategy. And we've laughed about it at the top when we first sort of met and spoke about the business. That did well, but it got me to a certain place in my business, and it's just sat there, and it was very comfortable, and I kind of knew it. So yeah, no direction really at all or strategy.
Yeah, and like I said to you before, mate, like huge kudos to you for building the business to the point that you have without really, like you say, a kind of clear plan as to how you're doing it. You were just phenomenal at getting clients results, which is obviously the biggest piece of
Yeah,
the puzzle anyway. And that's, often a piece of the puzzle that coaches are bad at. Um, and
well,
it's served you well up until this point.
yeah, absolutely. But I would look and see people doing really well in terms of like churning out numbers,
Yeah.
followers, big programs, and I look on their page and think I would pace them with like how many transformations I've got and the level of quality of
Yeah.
transformation itself. I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong here? And I kind of deep down knew, I've been around the coaching industry for sort of 4 or 5 years, and I suspect everybody's doing the cold DMs, and I was aware of email marketing and lead magnets again, none of which I was doing. So although I was saying, how's that happening? I kind of knew it, and that's
Yeah.
probably why I was. Um, I don't say I was on the lookout for a coach, but obviously there was something within me that kind of was, else I would never have reached out to you, Ollie. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because like you made a really valid point there. Sometimes you kind of look around at what other people are doing and the results they're getting. You're like, well, hang on a minute, how has he got that and doing that with his business when actually what I'm delivering as an end product and the result for the
yeah,
clients is significantly better.
yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
and I often say to coaches like, you can be shit hot at what you do, but if you don't know how to market it and sell it effectively, then you're just going to be like the best kept secret, right? And
Absolutely.
you were by no stretch that, like,
Yeah,
you're busy enough, but in terms of like reaching your potential, and look, we're only 4 weeks in or under 4 weeks in, we haven't even scratched the surface, but we'll come on to that in a minute and talk
yeah.
about kind of like, what you've experienced so far. Um, Something that I like to ask is, what for you was the reason for wanting to commit? Like, what was the trigger where you thought, actually, you know what, now is the time? Did you have a specific moment in time where you thought, now I need to actually get some support with this now? Or was it something that you saw of mine that made you reach out? Can you recall what that was?
I think it's both. So I think, obviously, I mean, I've got 3 children and a wife. Everybody that lives, especially in the UK, knows it's expensive,
Yeah.
especially if you want to have a certain level of quality of life,
Yeah.
holidays in a nice house and a nice
Mm,
car, etc., etc. Um, so that's one of them, and I'm always striving to provide that for myself, also for my family.
yeah.
But certainly, you came across different to anybody else. I mean, anybody that's a coach and is on Instagram, no doubt would have other coaches, business
Yeah.
coaches, sorry, mentors in your DMs at some point.
Mm,
It's just the way it goes. It's like coaches do with clients for transformations or yeah, that kind of thing. So I just related to you. I can't really relate to, which is what most I see anyway, of the mentors being sort of topless, ragging a Ferrari down the strip of Dubai, you know what I mean, with no family around them. It's like,
Yeah.
that's not me. Maybe when I was 20, if I saw that, I'd go, come on then, and I might have had a different life. I'm not saying it certainly looks great fun, but I'm 38, married with 3 kids, all young at school and nursery, lucky to have my parents around me and stuff. I'm not going anywhere, mate. So, and I just couldn't, I respect them, but I couldn't relate to them.
Got you.
And even when they were DMing me, I was like, it's probably not even them anyway. You know how it works with setters and stuff. There was just a completely different vibe that I got from you, mate. Just relatable. I suppose when I think about it, it's what I'd like to see myself as when my clients look at me. Yep. It's like, well, I can relate to him. He seems like a straightforward, straight talking, normal guy, right? And that's the kind of vibe that I got from you. And I didn't think once, like whenever we did communicate, oh, I'm probably not talking to you. I don't know why. I didn't even question it. So,
well, you're always talking to me, just to be clear.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But no, mate, I completely get that. And I think the saying is your vibe attracts your tribe, right? And the reality is that everything works and you could work with anyone and make it happen. It really comes from within, doesn't it? You know, you've got it all within you, but it's about working with someone that you feel like you can actually get on with, someone that you want to be led by, someone that you would happily take direction from because they've got similar sort of values and experience as you, right?
Yeah, it's alignment, isn't it, mate? It's like you speak about it a lot in terms of, not necessarily not having that huge team behind you, being a coach with just hundreds of people, and loads of setters and other coaches. That's cool, but that's not really something that I want. So it was definitely an alignment with how you help coaches sort of still be at the forefront of their business as the main figurehead. Still scaling. We're not saying that we don't want to make money and grow the business and we're settling for not a lot, but it's taking that, it's pushing that forward, but in that kind of setting where we haven't got a huge team and
mate. Mate, I'm so glad you brought that up because I want to make this like really clear for people as to like what we're trying to do here. I think people can confuse making lots of money as the primary and only objective to success in your business. But actually what ends up happening is you build something that you fucking hate. It's like you've got all of these people around you. You're essentially a glorified manager. You've got constant stress and headache of paying lots of staff, running, complicated and expensive ad funnels. Your profit margins are thin. You're stressed out to the eyeballs. And you're not actually doing the thing that you got into the business for in the first place. Yeah. When actually you can have massive amounts of fulfillment and love for what you do, huge respect from your clients because you are the one serving them, and still make a shit ton of money in the process of doing it. And it's like everyone's a winner. And that's what I want you and I want everyone else that I work with to build, is that kind of lifestyle for themselves. So
I agree, mate.
Glad you raised that, dude. So how are you feeling now? I mean, we're only 4 weeks in, and it's obviously not going to be completely life-changing stuff. But I wanted to speak to you now because a lot has changed over the last few weeks for you. We've done a lot of maybe a bit of mindset work. We've done a lot of your kind of processes, like how you're showing up day to day, what you're doing for the business and how you're growing the business. We've done some lead gen stuff. So just give me a bit of a summary as to like how you're feeling at the minute.
Energized, like I have direction, strategy. I know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. There's so many things, mate. There's so many. Even as silly as not an end goal, but a place where I want to take my business. I've never thought about that. I've just thought I want to help people, because that's where it starts, right? I get fulfillment out of seeing the mom or the dad suddenly living a better life because they've dropped 2 stone and learned how to lift weights. Of course, you think about that, and you think about, let's make some money and have a nice life, provide for your family. But I've never really gone, okay, what does that look like though? What do you mean, just make some money? Start thinking properly. Tell me what that means. How many clients? How would that work then? Do you need a team or How much revenue is that? How long is it going to take? It's like, whoa, I've never thought about any of that. And just taking a second to think, okay, this is it. These are my numbers. How long does it take? Okay, that's my goal. It could be sooner, it could be later. It don't matter. We put a stake in the ground. And then when you're on about the mindset stuff, I've never really gone down this route. And I've probably one of those blokes that have come from a footballing background that'll say it's all a bit airy-fairy. Come on, man. Wake up, brush your teeth and go to work. You know what I mean? Sit down with your book. And now if you follow me on Instagram, you said it this morning, I am that guy.
How has that been for you though, mate? Because, you know, this
So
is
good.
new. It's been fairly new for me as well in the scheme of my life, right? If you like pinch and zoom out, it's relatively new for me as well. And I know how transformative it's been for me. And we're in danger of sounding a bit woo-woo here, but how has it been for you since you've been doing it, mate?
No, it is. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's just constantly reiterating what your goal is
Yeah,
refreshing, and writing it down instead of just saying it every now and again to whoever you're having a conversation with every
yeah.
now and again. Just every day, routine.
Hmm.
This is what I want to do. This is why. This is how it impacts me and the people around me. And then moving from that to the other thing I never did, planning my day. Even though I'm super busy, I should be the guy that's always planning.
Yeah,
But I was just running around 100 miles an hour, putting out fires instead
yes,
of being, again, that word, strategic with my
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But moving from the big goal and why to then, okay, what does today look like? And even when you're just planning today, it's aligning to what the big goal is because you're almost like reverse engineering. I want to be there. Okay, well, you've got to then do this, this, and this. Okay, what do I do today to move me a little bit closer to what you've just written in your other book, mate? And
Yeah,
it's just refreshing, you know. And then
good.
you start your day just powerfully, and that seeps into everything. So not only we're talking about money and business here, but I've I will pride myself on saying that I've always been a good coach to my clients before I met you, but I can't. I've got to be honest. I must be seeping some of that energy and clarity in my words into my coaching clients
Of
right
course,
now.
of course.
So, you know, I know we're talking a lot about money and business, which is great. But even the people that were with me before and still with me now, my clients, I feel they're getting a better version of me because of everything we've just discussed.
Yeah, yeah, mate. You're right. It kind of transcends into everything that you do. You know, you just. I think when you've got the keyword being clarity on like what you're doing, what you're working towards, and how you're doing it, and you have a certain level of conviction in yourself and your ability to do those things, you just show up as a better version of yourself, don't you? You know, whether it's for your
Yeah,
clients or your missus or your kids or whatever.
yeah,
I think you have a certain air of confidence and um, just an ability to get shit done.
yeah.
You know,
I've even noticed it, and it's even my words on my Instagram stories. You know, silly things. Sometimes you're right. You know, I want to be active and post something up, and you
mm,
put a caption with it or some words. It's like I'm being more pointed with my words, getting
yes,
my point across, hitting home more,
mm,
pushing on those points that people want to hear about, talking about the struggles instead of just putting something up and saying nothing or putting a fucking emoji next to it just because it's easy, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, great transformation. It's this is my message. You know, this is how it's going to add some value into your day when you come to my story now.
yeah,
So it's everywhere, mate. I could go on.
yeah.
It's been brilliant.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, mate, we're still super early doors, but it's been an absolute pleasure to work with you up until now. You're a model client in that
Thank you, mate.
you ask the right questions, you implement fast, you're positive, you're a shit hot coach. So it's been fucking awesome having you on board, mate. And yeah, long may your success continue. Just some final words, if you can, dude. What would you say to anyone who's maybe like on the fence, reluctant, or got some hesitations? What would your kind of words of wisdom be?
I would say, well, just don't hesitate. Whatever the reason is behind your hesitance, whether that's a financial thing, I get that. It's like we say to our clients when we want them to come on board. Yeah, don't
Mm,
think of the monthly cost. Think of it as an investment. But certainly for us, I mean, to put it bluntly, what I paid you straight away for the first month, I probably trebled it within about a day
yeah,
based on implementing and being all those things I just said, being more focused and strategic. So I'm struggling to see a reason why you wouldn't really, unless you just really you don't want to move your business forward.
yeah, mate. Appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing that with us.
My
And
pleasure.
like I say, here's to your success in the future, my man.
Thank you very much, Ollie. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, bro.